Hi, everybody. Happy Thursday. It's time for another episode of my Wick-end Deals series. If you're new here, my name is Tracy. This is the 3-Wick Thesis candle channel. Thank you for joining me today. And if you are returning, you may notice that I am in my stepdad's house again. I did travel home on Tuesday to help him clean out more of my mom's office. We made some progress last night, y'all. It is a very slow, tedious process to go through your loved one's stuff and decide, what do I do with this, right? And why did she keep all these things? And then you start reflecting, like, ooh, what will people say about my candle collection if I were to pass, right? So anyways, here in Michigan, loving the cold weather. It was a low of 35 last night, and I couldn't be happier. One, just because I'm in Michigan and it's not boiling hot with high humidity, but two, because I just don't get fall where I'm at in California. It pretty much skips from summer right into winter. So I am loving the chill in the air, the smell of fallen leaves, the look of fallen leaves, y'all. Fall is my vibe, and my soul is full. That's all I'm going to say. We have candles to talk about today, though, and lots of sales. I will say, however, that most of the awesomeness of sales happened earlier this week. Bath & Body Works was just throwing all the punches. I think they were competing with Amazon Prime Days. I know the Goose Creek also held a flash sale, which, even though they said it was only for 2 days, has now gone on. It's the 4th day today that sale is happening. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about some new product releases as well. And I will be speaking briefly about all 5 vendors that I normally cover in my episode. We're going to start with Bath & Body Works, get into Goose Creek. Then we'll talk about Kringle, which has a very, very exciting secret launch tomorrow that ambassadors were turned on to yesterday. And I want to share what I know about that because you're going to want to pick some of those up. And then I will talk about Yankee ever so briefly and Homeworx ever so briefly, both at Slatkin & Co. and QVC. So let's start with Bath & Body Works. Now, if y'all have been in the loop getting the pop-ups or the notifications from the app, you know that pretty much every day for the last, 4 days, started Monday with the fall sale, we've been seeing pop-ups for sales on room spray, wallflowers, body lotions, anything wash related, soaps, candles. Yesterday was a $12.95 candle deal. Last night we were lucky enough to get an additional 20% off coupon, which made candle prices super affordable, including the new stuff. It's just like phenomenal that everything is so cheap. I will say that I stayed up until Monday morning when the fall sale started. So I was up at 3 a.m. because I wanted to see if stuff was really going to go for 75% off. And there was a large selection of 3-wick candles, summer and spring candles that were 75% off. The problem was they went so fast that as I was building a cart to get the $100 of free shipping, as soon as I'd go to check out, it would be like, just kidding, this one sold out. So I'd go back, find another one to add that to the cart, and then a different one had sold out. I ended up putting in a small online order the very first day of 75% off candles. But I was sad at how quickly they went. I also decided, well, I know my outlet store has these candles, Firecracker Pop, the White Iris and Cedarwood, the Santorini Coast. I knew my outlet store had those candles, and those were 75% online Monday morning. Got to the outlet store, they had them on a 50% off table, and I said, aren't these 75% off? And she's like, oh, well, I saw it online too, but they're ringing up as 50. I was like, well, could you just check? Yeah, I'm one of those people. So she scanned it, and it actually rang up as 60%. So they had the table marked wrong, but they weren't ringing up as 75% in store. So I don't understand, y'all. I don't get this sale. I'm glad they did 75% off. It felt like sass, but I was a little bit confused as to why the stores weren't ringing up the same. Then I knew my other store had a whole, it was like last harvest sale, 50% off table, a ton of summer and spring candles left. So I was like, they had to have put those out. No, they weren't out. They didn't bring any of the 75% off candles out. So I feel like the sales at Bath & Body Works were good if you could catch them and if you were lucky. And the awesome sale for me really didn't happen until last night. However, I'd already bought stuff on Monday, and the stuff I bought wasn't available by the time the flash sale happened. So I felt like there was a lot to be excited about with little gratification for me personally. I know some of y'all have been messaging me and sending me emails saying you've picked up good stuff, so I'm happy for you. But for someone who's just in it for the candles, it felt a little blah. And then to wake up this morning and see that we do have a candle sale, but it's not a great one. It's $13.95. So why don't we head over to the website and I will show you what's going on. They have this link here for the holiday preview, although it's odd to me. This is the same stuff that's been available now, I don't know, for what, a week or two? And I looked at this, it was either yesterday or the day before, and they had Winter Candy Apple back as an online exclusive, and they also, yes, brought back Vanilla Bean Noel. So apparently the rumors of that scent being discontinued were not true last year, which is a real bummer on the one hand because I stocked up, but also good for those of us who enjoy Vanilla Bean Noel. Those were both showing up in the preview. I think it was yesterday. Now they're gone again, and we have the preview without them, but with the candles we've been having in store for I don't even know how long. So that's a little weird. But at any rate, all of the holiday candles are $13.95. Now, I don't think, at least for me personally, this is like a snag it price. A lot of these I already picked up also, but $13.95 is not the best deal we can get. It's also not a good deal given that we just had $12.95 with a 20% off flash coupon. Also, I'm not seeing pop-up coupons this morning, but I will say that I am recording earlier than what I normally do. Normally, I record this video at 11:30 a.m. Pacific time. I'm 3 hours ahead now, so it's actually, it's only 8:30 a.m. So it's possible we will get pop-ups by the time I post this video, but as of right now, they're not coming up. So I would say if you are going to shop for 3 Wicks this weekend, I probably would hold out until Sunday and hope for a flash sale. I don't know that we'll get one. I haven't read anything that we're going to get one, but that's something I would definitely keep in mind, that Sunday nights have been pretty notorious for getting flash sales. Of course, we just had one, so we might not. Not sure. The other thing I wanted to highlight is that fall sale is still ongoing. However, y'all, there's really not that much left. I'm going to go ahead and sort by 3 Wicks. I'm going to do candle holders as well. And then I'm going to sort by price from low to high, and that way we get an idea of what the clearance is left. Now, this has been really frustrating for me. The website is not working properly, and you have to just keep hitting load more products to see everything. Even then, it doesn't show everything that's available. So if you have something in mind that you really know you want, do a search for it. It's glitching out. It's been doing this since yesterday for me. So the only one that is currently 75% off is the ice cream float. And if you haven't seen my review on that, check it out. I'll also link that below and put a card up. It's almost unscented. It's very, very low strength and low throw. So that's probably why it's still sitting around. I liked the concept. I don't really know if I understand how it's Halloween, but I wouldn't even buy that for $6.73. I did not restock on that. But a lot of the other ones are 60% off, so that's a $9.98 price point. That's as good as Candle Day. It's not as good as what we'll see at, SAS potentially, although I think most of these will be 50% off during SAS. They won't go 75 until the very end or until summer SAS. So this is possibly, and this was true of last year, this could be the best price we'll see before summer SAS next year. So I would say if you are looking at some of this stuff and you're wondering if $9.98 is a good price point, yes, it is. It was better yesterday with the 20% off coupon that made these $8, which is just an incredible deal. So if you want to pick up some of these sale ones, now is a good time. And you do have time to decide, although I will say these can start to sell out. These end up, I think they're off sale on I want to say it was the 20th I saw where these are going to be off sale. Let me check the date on that real quick here. Yeah, that makes sense. That's a Monday. And I assume that's going to be the usual, 5:59 a.m. Eastern time that those go off sale. There are also Maleficent and Evil Queen candles for 75% off. I guess we also have Candy Apple Cauldron still. Y'all, if you did not pick up the Frog candle holder, that's 75% off. So there are some good deals to be had. I am actually very excited about the fall candle, the 60% off. It's a good price, but I don't need any more. I bought them all. I was much more excited last year when I wasn't a reviewer and wasn't buying stuff in advance to review on my channel. because there was stuff I'd held out on and I could pick it up. And now I'm like, yeah, I already have that. No, I don't need that. And a lot of these aren't backup worthy to me. So I'm going to be sitting out this sale unless we get like an amazing flash, 25% off, or I get a 20% off coupon. I probably would buy more. But for now, I think I'm going to sit out. Also, last week I mentioned there was a save the date that Tess had noted for mid-October, and I was speculating, what's it going to be? Could it be another Halloween release? I wanted to let you all know that I saw on the subreddit, now I can't confirm this because I don't know this person, but they did say they work at Bath & Body Works, and they did say that they heard this from their manager, that the save the date is actually for the Milk Bar release, which makes a lot of sense. Apparently we're getting additional scents. I still haven't confirmed whether or not those are going to be just in Fine Fragrance Mist and other body care products, or if that's also going to be in candle form. So that was going to be, I believe it was the 15th. So something to just hold in mind, keep in mind. It's possible we'll have the Milk Bar release next week. Keep that in mind if you're budgeting, for example. And I will definitely let you know next Thursday in the Wick-end deals episode if I've got any new updates on that. All right, that is everything for Bath & Body Works. Let's talk about Goose Creek. And I want to just highlight, I don't know why this is funny to me, but the fall flash sale countdown banner is currently broken. And as you'll see, it says that we're going to have a fall flash sale for the next 32 million days. Almost 33 million days. It's so funny to me. I don't know why. Yeah, so this started, Monday? It was supposed to be Monday, Tuesday. Now it's today. It looks like it's going until tomorrow, the end of today into tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow we do see a new sale. I also wouldn't be surprised if we get our first holiday release tomorrow. We are due. It is time. I am not sure what they're waiting for. And we have not gotten a new release since last Thursday with the Harry Potter collection. So I don't have any new candles to introduce to you, but we can talk briefly about this fall flash sale. And I know a lot of y'all reached out to me. You were excited about this and you were asking me, is this a good time to buy? Are these prices good? And I mean, they're okay. I'm not that excited about this sale, mostly because you've got multiple price points. I'm going to just put this from lowest to highest so that we can see the cheapest here. $9.99 to, and if you're looking at, licensed candles, $12.99. This is as good as the best normal sale. So this is the same as 6 for $60, except you don't have to buy in multiples of 6. So for that reason, I think it's a good sale. I always buy a lot of candles, so the multiples thing doesn't usually bother me. But $10 for a candle is not spectacular for Goose Creek. It's their best sale price, but I don't think this is clearance price. This doesn't feel, this doesn't feel flash sale worthy to me. This just feels like their normal 6 for $60 sale. The other thing is that the website is, per usual, broken, not easy to find stuff, because if you click on the sale link over here, you get different candles and at different price points. So if you're going here under sale and you do price ascending, let's just do this buy only candles, then you're getting stuff as cheap as $8.99. But this is the stuff that we've seen on sale pretty much since the end of summer. And we've seen these prices as low as $5.99, $6.99. So some of these candles, they've actually raised the price on during the fall flash sale. So if you're getting a vibe from me, it's that I'm not impressed by the fall flash sale. I was expecting a better sale. I feel like last year's fall warehouse sale is what they called it, was better than this, and I would not be surprised if we don't see lower price drops on these fall candles. These can't stick around. We can't have Christmas and holiday coming in large collections on repeat from now until really December and still have all of these fall and summer candles on their website. So I would say if you have something you really want to try, these aren't a bad price to pick up. But do I think we'll see something better soon? Yes, I do. I think we will see a steeper discount on these fall candles as we get into holiday. I don't know when that'll be, but I do think it will be cheaper than what we're seeing right now. So I picked up a few things that I wanted to rebuy, stuff I'm afraid might sell out. So I picked up another lavender farmhouse. I picked up one of my favorite apple scents I enjoyed this season. I'll share that haul with you when I get it. They were all repeat purchases for me. And then I picked up a couple of the new stragglers that I want to sniff and review. So I did put an order in already, but I still think that we're going to see better prices on this stuff. And I also think we're going to have a new collection soon. And speaking of that, I did go into the app this morning. So if you're on the main page here, I'll go ahead and just pop up a walkthrough screen for you. If I just put my cursor into the search bar, so don't type anything in, just literally put your cursor there. I'm seeing a couple things. One, a $2.99 markdown. I don't know what that means. I'm guessing that's probably like wax melts because that seems really cheap for candles. But I see Cookies in the VCR fragrance, which I know from last year that was an e.l.f. collab candle. So this makes me think we might be seeing the e.l.f. collab launch. There's also a scent in here, Aegean Seaside, and Affogato Espresso, and Agave Sunrise. These are all candles, fragrances that I'm not familiar with. This would suggest to me, based off of previous experiences with the app, that we probably have 2 impending collections coming. We'll see. If we get e.l.f. back, I will be excited for the labels. I feel like I'm a little burnt out on the scents, and those new fragrances looks like it probably is a part of a different collection. Not familiar with those, so be happy to give those a try as well. So potentially some new on the horizon with Goose Creek, and possibly more than one. The other thing I want to highlight is that this fall sale does have a few of the licensed candles on markdown. Scooby-Doo is $9.99, although there are only 2 cents left. Smurfs is down to $9.99. SpongeBob is down to $9.99, but also only 2 fragrances left, Squidward and Sandy Cheeks. And then the Strawberry Shortcake collection, which I think almost that whole collab is still available, also $9.99. So some of the licensed candles are marked down. That is a good price for those. I'm not going to pick any more up. I've already backstocked Sandy Cheeks, which I loved. I've already backstocked the Scooby-Doo ones that I really wanted. So I'm set for those, but if you were waiting, that's a good price for the licensed candles. All right, let's talk about Kringle. First things first, I'm just going to talk about the website and what's going on that you can see. And that is just their standard, same stuff as last week. New holiday, new fall, $5 off select apple and pumpkin scents. Again, not a good sale for their candles. I would not snag anything at this $5 off price point. We will definitely see something better. However, what I am most excited about is that as an ambassador, we got notice yesterday in the Facebook group that we were getting what's called a secret release for fall and winter / holiday candles that are going to be in the 3-wick limited label format. So that's the same format as the spring summer ones. Let me just scroll down here and show you what I'm talking about. It's the same format as these here that came out, what was that, early April, end of March, early April of this year. So same format, same label style. So I'm going to go ahead and just pop up pictures of these candles so you can see them, and then I will share with you the scent notes and talk about what we're getting. We're getting 14, yes, 14 of them, and they are launching tomorrow, 10/10, Friday at 12 p.m. That's noon Eastern time. So if you're on the West Coast, that's 9 a.m. And they are launching 3 for $33 or $24 each. If you are purchasing them in quantities of 3, that makes them $11 each. My code will not work to get you a discount. However, if you are buying them at the singular price point of $24, you can use my Kringle code. It's 3-wick Thesis, and that will get you 15% off. Now, I always say buy 3. Get the good sale price, but I know some of y'all maybe only want to get 4, which means you'll get the 3 for $11 plus the next one at $24. And in that case, the code would take a fraction of that off for you, plus I will make a small commission. It's also a good time if you're stocking up on these sale candles and you wanted one of the reserve candles or some of the new holiday, and you want to try to get up to a decent sized cart, and then you want to just order everything all at once, that code would be good for other full price items you might be tossing in your bag. Okay, we have apple cider, which is coming out in this collection. It's a red apple, sweet, cinnamon, and bourbon wood. We're also getting apple harvest. It's fresh apple, bergamot, sandalwood, and autumn fog. I'm already admiring the limited scent notes on these, and I know the spring summer line was similar. And they even have the same style jar where the scent notes are going to be listed on the front, which I like. Also, I'm noticing these all have colored wax, which is going to be really pretty with the type of label they've used on these. Autumn Bloom is our third one. It's chrysanthemum, apple blossom, wild hyacinth, and musk. Not my vibe, but if you like harvest florals, you want that one. There is warm banana loaf. That is ripe banana, fresh baked bread, cinnamon, nutmeg, and vanilla. And I will say that our marketing manager has confirmed that the banana bread one is a repackage of the Country Lines banana bread scent. So if you liked that one, according to Joe, that is the same scent. Berry waffles, which is one I am very, very excited about, is waffles, strawberry, blueberry, raspberry, and whipped cream. Toasted cherry macarons, which I'm not super excited about, but I like maraschino cherry, and I'm kind of hoping that's where these go since that's what's in the picture. And if it does, I probably will like this. If it is the way of, Jelly Bean Jubilee from Kringle, I am not going to like this one at all, but we're going to find out. It is sugar cherries, toasted coconut, and vanilla bean. Crispy Leaves, love the little doggy on this label, so adorable. It's autumn leaves, citrus, cedarwood, cinnamon, and amber. We're also getting French toast, which I cannot wait for that one. Warm maple, melted butter, vanilla, and spun sugar. Holiday fudge. We have a couple of really good gourmand holiday scents. And by the way, I am impressed by the number of gourmands in this release. Y'all, as a gourmandie who loves Kringle candles, thank you. Thank you for giving us gourmands. This one is chocolate fudge, marshmallow cream, vanilla, and powdered sugar. We're getting Santa's on his way. That's fresh pine, bergamot, orange, and musk. We're also getting Christmas treats. That one is fried pastry, cinnamon, and brown sugar. Kind of feels like a churro fragrance to me. Mint cookies has scent notes of peppermint, vanilla bean, fresh snow, and cedarwood. Sounds a bit edible and inedible, but I'm here for it. Candy cane mocha, which is going to have peppermint, vanilla, milkshake, cocoa, and honey. Bouche de Noël. That's the last one, number 14. Cinnamon sugar, cocoa, gingerbread, melted butter, and vanilla bean. And y'all, yes, I am ordering all 14 of these. I will be doing a massive lit review. I think I'll probably split it into 2 episodes and do more of like the fall in one and the winter holiday in another, just so that, y'all aren't watching a 2-hour video when I do a lit review on all of these. Cannot wait to get my hands on these 3-wick vessels. The ones that I had from spring summer were good performers. They burned well. I didn't have issues with sooting, dudding, swamp wicks, broken wicks. They were quality burns. Strength and throw, the mileage varied depending on the scent, but there were some stellar wins in that spring summer collection, including Grandma's Lemonade. So I'm hoping for the same sort of luck with these fall winter 3 wicks in the same vessels and same format. Tell me below, which one are you most excited for? What are you going to be putting in the cart? And as a reminder, 3 for $33, you got to buy in increments of 3. My code will not help you with the sale price, but if you're only going to pick up 1 or 2 or 4 or 5, and you need to use a discount for that $24 price point, use my code 3wickthesis. Okay, other than that, which honestly is a lot and I'm very excited about, the only other thing I want to mention is that Boo Crew is back. So Boo Crew has returned, and I did mention this in last week's Wick-end video. The only thing that is currently sold out is the Howl at the Moon. And also, if you are looking for Bobbing for Apples, that one has been replenished. That one said sold out last week, but now it is back. I did pick up the Scary Movie Night. That is my second candle of that scent because that one's my favorite. And it is delicious, and I've been burning it every Saturday night when the hubs and I watch a scary Halloween movie. So I highly recommend it. It's like popcorny and cornbreadish and just buttery. It's interesting and phenomenal, and I have to have more. So that's the only one I picked up as a repeat. Honestly, Boo Crew was a bit of a dud for me in terms of strength and throw. If you want to buy any of these and you're curious about my insights, I'll go ahead and link my Boo Crew review below and pop a card up here in case you want to see my lit review. I did not buy all of them, but I did buy quite a few and really would only repurchase one of them, if that gives you any idea. Okay, that is Kringle, Yankee. Yankee is having a fall clearance, 50% off select fall items. It is what you would expect. It's going to be their Halloween stuff. It's going to be anything apple and pumpkin scented. Yesterday, they had a really good sale going. It was 60% off Halloween stuff. That sale has since ended. So again, a bit of a letdown if you've been shopping there this week. But if you didn't snag at the 60% and you're still wanting to pick stuff up that is 50% off, you have some selection here. No new. I do want to just put this out there, highlight if in case you are on the subreddit for Yankee Candle and you got a bit thrown off like I did. Someone posted yesterday a link to a magazine in the UK that was giving away some of the new, and I'm putting that in air quotes, holiday collection. And I looked at the picture and I thought, that doesn't make any sense because those are jars that Yankee isn't making anymore. They've specifically said those are discontinued. And then I was looking at the scent notes and I was like, no, these aren't new. Well, apparently, and I don't know if this is because the US didn't sell their stock and they aren't keeping the stuff to sell in their stores because they got rid of everything old jar, old formula. I'll put that in air quotes too. But these are not new releases in the US and they are not available in the US. This is a UK release and it is last year for the US. It's last year's collection that got released. So if you saw that, it is not a new collection. It is not coming to the US. Do not be excited. Do not be let down. It is something just for UK shoppers. So if you're in the UK, you are getting a new collection. However, it is old to us in the US. Okay. So just something to ponder. I was excited to get insight into the new holiday release, and then I found out it's really not new. Did some digging. It's not new. All right. That is everything I want to talk about at Yankee. Homeworx, I want to just mention, last week I noted that they had released their holiday stuff, and I also found out through my affiliate status with Homeworx and Slatkin & Co. that my code at Slatkin & Co. for right now is offering a 25% off discount, which is much higher than normal. So if you wanted to snag any of these new holiday scents, either in the 4 wicks, and they have a couple of 3 wicks available as well. If you wanted to get these this weekend and use my code 3wick Thesis, it makes the 4 wicks drop down to $22.50 and the 3 wicks drop down to $18.75. Now, is this the best price point you can get? It is not. But if you want them right now, it's a pretty good deal. So use my code if you're buying full price, and then keep in mind that we also have the ongoing fall sale, and these don't work with my code, but we do have some good holiday ones. I wanted to highlight that the Homestyle stuffing candle has sold out, which I'm kind of sad about. I was going to pick that one up along with my bundle that I just picked up from QVC. They have the cranberry and the mashed potatoes together. And I was like, oh, how cool will it be to also have the stuffing candle? It's gone already. So I missed out on that one. That's my bad. But anyhow, still plenty of good fall ones to choose from. I do recommend Dark Harvest if you're into more of a smoky fall vibe. That one's really good. I started a review on that and didn't finish it. I just had way too many reviews to do. I also recommend Scarlet Woods and Witch's Spell. Both of those are delivering on strength and throw, and I really like the Witch's Spell label and the kind of fruity vibe to it. And I love how Scarlet Woods looks when it's lit. It's very scary, very Halloween-like. So some good stuff to have over at the Slatkin & Co. website. And then on the QVC website, there's that bundle I was talking about. I picked that up this morning. They're doing a free shipping and handling deal on that. I finally decided to pull the trigger. In terms of new stuff, they did bring out Moonlit Pears. They brought out Espresso Martini in the 18-ounce. They have Winter Walk and... was there 2 more? Yeah, flannel, wrapped in flannel, and pistachio cranbark. I was eyeing this one because I like pistachio and I like the idea of it being mixed with cranberry, but I noticed somebody already gave it a 1-star review and basically just said, where's the scent? So that's dissuaded me from picking this up right now, although it's got 3 thumbs down and 3 thumbs up, so sounds like there's a mixed bag on whether or not these have any scent. But I think I'm going to hold off. I feel like these are a little bit pricey for the 18 ounce, and I don't know if I want to snag them at that price, not knowing much about the scents. So I'm going to stick to my bundle that I bought, and then I did pick up 2 of the holiday candles with my own discount code, because I was like, why not? Why not just use my own code? And I grabbed 2. I'll just let you all know which ones I picked. I wanted to try this winter fireside one. One, because it's got a smoky note in it, and I'm thinking maybe I'll have to do a part 3 of my smoke, firewood, embers, fireplace, best in glow, because episode 2 is already just way too big. So I wanted to get this one, and then I love the label and the scent notes of Christmas Joy, so I picked that one up too. And with my 25% off, that made these, like I said, $22.50, which is, it's not TJ Maxx or Ross pricing, but I also have been stopping at every single Marshall's, Ross, Home Goods store I can find, and I think I have found 2 holiday candles, and none of them are the new ones this season, and even then they were priced at like $15. I'm going to keep looking because I'm dedicated to that pursuit, but I'm not having good luck with finding the discount candles in my discount stores, even though the Homeworx is back, right? The Slatkin & Co. has made a new agreement, and they've settled their argument, and they're back in those stores. So check your local discount store. There could be some popping up where you are. I know my friend Marie over at Meet Miss Marie has been finding them consistently at her stores, and I'm happy for her, and I'm also envious because I want that too. Where are mine? It's possible my store is not getting them. Maybe the buyer isn't picking them up, or it's possible they're selling out really fast. I'm not sure which one it is, or both. All right, y'all, that is everything I have for this week's episode of Wick-end Deals. As always, please tell me in the comments below, where are you spending your money and focusing your energy this weekend? Are you holding off? Are you excited about the potential for a holiday release over at Goose Creek? Are you on a no-buy? Share all those details. Let me know what you're doing. Let others know what you're doing so we can all build some community here. If you like this episode and you want to see more of it every week, be sure to give me a thumbs up. That always makes me feel good and motivates me to keep creating this kind of content. If you want to pass along any of the savings that you were able to get due to my video to my channel, I would appreciate that. Super thanks are always welcome, but they are never required. Make sure you're subscribed if you aren't already. I do have a quick update about the Harry Potter collection. Goose Creek, per usual, did not ship my order within the 2-day processing period of which I paid $2.95 for. I did reach out to them. They did give me a refund for it, and it shipped yesterday. They will not be here until tomorrow, which means there's a little switcheroo going on. My Harry Potter lit review will now be on Sunday, and my collection video, which y'all have been waiting for so long, will now be tomorrow. So much good stuff this weekend. Collection video tomorrow, Bath & Body Works on Saturday, and Harry Potter from Goose Creek on Sunday. You're going to want to be here. You're going to want to see my videos in your feed. So hit subscribe, turn on notifications if you want to know right away, and I will see you tomorrow in my collection video, which I am both nervous and excited to share with you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.